I think with your permission of the speaker today, I would like to start with the introduction, and the people may continue joining. In the meanwhile, I would request all the attendees to put their mics offline so that there won't be any disturbance. Thank you very much. Wish you a very good afternoon. So the Wildlife and Weed Protection Foundation brings to you the 17th lecture of the series, Conservation of Forests, Environment, Wildlife and Allied Natural Resources. In this session, Mr. Sreenivasa Murthy, Rangaiah IFS retired, former Member Secretary, Madhya Pradesh Biodiversity Board, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, will share his valuable experience and insights on the topic, My Experience in Panna Tiger Reserve, Madhya Pradesh, Initiatives, Perspectives and Challenges. The lecture elaborates various experiences which he gained, the initiatives he took, and the challenges he faced during his tenure as the Field Director of Panna Tiger Reserve. Mr. Sreenivasa Murthy Rangaiah is a retired forest officer of Indian Forest Service, 1987-2020 batch of the state of Madhya Pradesh. He holds a master's degree and an MPhil in botany and an AIFC from the Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy, Dehradun, and a postgraduate diploma in wildlife management from the Wildlife Institute of India. He served as DFO in Production, Territorial, Social Forestry and Wildlife Divisions in Guna, Panna, Panna Tiger Reserve, Sagar, Umaria, Morena and Gwalior, and as DCF Wildlife at PCCF Wildlife's office. He has been the Field Director of Panna Tiger Reserve between 2009 to 2015. He has been the between 2009 to 2015, additional MD, Minor Forest Produce Federation, Bhopal, and Member Secretary, Madhya Pradesh Biodiversity Board from 2016 to 2020. His field of expertise are HR, team building, motivation, nature education, wildlife crime investigation, forest ecosystem services, tiger reintroduction, tiger rewilding, and biodiversity conservation. He was part of the team that captured 13 problem wild elephants in the then undivided Madhya Pradesh, which are being used in protected area management. He has written the state manual for annual wildlife population estimates for Madhya Pradesh and invented a field tiger tracing kit in 2000. He was instrumental in reviving Gangetic Gharial populations of National Chambal Sanctuary as Field Director, National Chambal Sanctuary. As a Field Director, Panna Tiger Reserve, his team revived the Panna Tigers from 0 to 32 by implementing the world-famous Panna Tiger Reintroduction Program 2009-2015. During his tenure, Panna Tiger Reserve got the Award of Excellence in Active Management from NTCA in 2012 and 2014. And WII NTCA ranked Panna Tiger Reserve as very good in their management effective evaluation in the year 2010 and 2014. Cambodia is following the Panna model of tiger reintroduction. He has been instrumental in revitalizing Madhya Pradesh State Biodiversity Board and got declared MP's first biodiversity heritage site. Annual awards for biodiversity conservation and ABS, Agri Beach Yatra, and completion of MPSB Strategic and Action Plan 2018-2030. Some of the these are some of the landmarks achievements by Mr. Murthy. He is the recipient of Bagh Mitra 2011, Bagh Mitra 2011 award from WWF India and Qatar, RBS Earth Heroes Award in 2015, Medal and Award of Excellence in 2016, Madhya Pradesh Gaurav Samman, Pride of Madhya Pradesh, and CM's Excellence Award, Madhya Pradesh Government in 2016. I welcome you all to join this prestigious talk by a very famous entity, a personality in the field of conservation, Mr. Murthy, Mr. Sreenivasa Murthy Rangaiah. I would like to welcome you, sir, on this forum, and thank you very much for being here with us and to brief and update on what was your experience on when you were there in Panna Tiger Reserve, which will be a learning for the coming future. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Shivaji Chauhan, sir. First of all, I should thank Wildlife and We Protection Foundation for inviting me for this talk today. And then good evening to all my elders and then other conservation enthusiasts around. Very happy New Year 2021. So, and then thanks Chauhan sir once more for giving me a very good introduction.
My pleasure, sir. So,
thank you very much. So my talk will be roughly for an hour, and I have to be very, very careful in the sense that Suhash Kumar sir is there, Dancing sir is there, everybody is there who are part of this process, or what I mean to say. And then, of course, I was never casual anytime, but still I want to caution myself with these words. And then roughly my talk will be there for an hour to, it may extend for another 10 more minutes. Then at the end, I will take questions or clarifications or suggestions, whatever come to me. So from here,
excuse me, there is no time limit for you, sir. Because
but still,
have a limit.
But still, I have to wind up the things in a right perspective. That's my concern. Thank you, everybody. I will share my presentation from here. So from there, then I can proceed with my talk.
Please go ahead, sir.
So I hope everybody is able to see the presentation.
Yes, sir. You are visible.
So the topic is my experiences in Panna Tiger Reserve, Madhya Pradesh, initiatives, perspectives, challenges. And then it's an Indian perspective. That thing I added from my side. Of course, the story is same. When Mr. Shivaji Chauhan sir has requested me, sir, whether this title is okay, I said without any hesitation, okay for it, because Panna story is a holistic story, and then it fits into any of the titles that we can fix upon. No issue about it. So with an Indian perspective, I'm going to start from here. So as on today, with the latest estimates that we do have, these are the numbers. There is no question of repeating these things for the eminent people around here. But one important thing which I would like to point out here is that Madhya Pradesh scraped through with the mean value of more than 2 numbers with respect to Karnataka, again to regain the tiger state. My focus here is that really the Panna debacle, just before that we have lost that title, and then with Panna regaining, we have again regained that title. So it is again one very important issue. Here, the total list is there, but still, I would like to focus some of those issues that are there even today in India. Baksa, we have 2 tigers. Rajaji nil, reintroduction started very recently. Achanakmar 11, Utanti 4, Kaval 0 again. Of course, Kaval, there are some tigers, but in all probability that go unreported. And similarly, Satkoshia only 3. Just I'm skipping some names so that we can save some time. Palmo, Simlipal 3. And this is the state of issues. Even in
Murthy.
Sir.
You know, I mean, Rajaji, west of Ganges, there are, now they have introduced 1 female. But on the east, the Chilla range, there are quite a few tigers, close to 20 tigers.
Okay, sir. No.
Okay,
Thank you.
Just
So, what I mean to say, even in 2010-11, one parliament question was answered by the then central minister, stating that there are 16 tiger reserves where the tiger populations are zero or very critical. So in such a situation, which Sariska, the actually debacle started, and then a reintroduction program started. And these are the basic reintroductions that took place in India, starting with Sariska, Panna, Satkoshia, Nauradehi, Mukundra, and then one more added feature in Madhya Pradesh is rewilding of tigers. That's almost till now some 9 tigers were rewilded in Madhya Pradesh. That include Kana, Satpura, of course, starting with Panna. So coming back to the progress with respect to reintroductions and success rates that are available, just I'm giving you a comparative figure. Rajaji has just started, so I have not taken those figures here. Sariska, yes, it started in, debacle occurred in 2005 and reintroduction started in 2008, and then total reintroduced tigers are 9. Reintroduction success 100%, but still with respect to numbers, it is 20 plus. It is 24 or something now. But in Panna, debacle occurred in 2009, reintroduction started in 2009. Total reintroduced tigers are 7. 100, of course, reintroduction success and breeding success is 100%. But presently, Panna in landscape, we do have around, say, 80 plus tigers around. Satkoshia, again, it's a very, not a good example. Nauradehi, it again, local extinction took place in 2009. It's a very silent disappearance. Of course, it's not a tiger reserve. So that's how it was not into limelight. But again, reintroduction started in 2018 along with rewilding. Presently, there are breeding success is there, and then some 3 cubs are there, which are almost 1 to 1.5 years old now. Then Mukundra again is a sad story. So coming back to the issue, just to focus one thing, what made Panna more into focus, and then is that the recruitment rate in Panna, even today, it's more than 9 tigers per year. That's something quite amazing. When we started the tiger reintroduction program, our assessment was something around, say, 30 plus tigers in Panna. But now, the figure that I am quoting here is 62, is including the cubs. But the actual tigers are around, say, 40 plus. In landscape, does have much more tigers. So this is one issue that makes, what should I say, exactly a clear-cut demarcation between the Panna and rest of the reintroductions things. Of course, the details are here. One important issue which I would like to focus is that it's one of the major issues of local extinctions are poaching, other than many other issues that club together. After Sariska, then came the joining the dots and then reinforcement of the NTCA. And then from there, immediately Panna debacle took place, but its credit goes to the Madhya Pradesh government and forest department, where without losing any time, they immediately reintroduction started. Of course, the story is slightly different, but still, I would say Madhya Pradesh didn't last any time with respect to reintroductions, because by that time there was some lessons that were learned from Sariska that really added into it. Another important thing here is that there were almost 3 committees that went into the finding out the debacle and then reasons for the debacle, but still I did my own survey there, because I have to have grip of the situation, without which we could not proceed ahead. That's one thing. And of course, again, the failure is again poaching, and then management failure was also there. Then Satkoshia, everybody knows about it. Of course, there is no any, what should I say, point in again discussing the same thing. But still, we have to be very careful when we start reintroductions programs, because we have to reintroduce any tigers anywhere and everywhere only to achieve a success. That has to be our motto. That's very important issue. Nauradehi, silently steps are moving in the right direction. Let us wish and hope that things will move in the right direction. In Nauradehi, it's a sanctuary, 1,200 square kilometers. Of course, I was here DFO between 1995 and 98. So it's again, I can say it's my first love. So Mukundra, again, a success story. We have a few months back again, but again, here things moved in the wrong direction. So now Panna is completed 11 years. So here, so what were the challenges, and then how we moved about, and then what need to be done as on today. That short story will be there in another, say, a short time of around, say, one hour or so. So, if you want me to put the entire Panna story into a bigger perspective, so I will say it's one of the best stories around that took place, where the tiger conservation
Your mic, sir. You have got muted, sir. Got muted, sir. Hello. Hello.
Who muted him?
No, he himself got unmuted.
No. Somebody else. But tell him
Not
that
from you.
you can't contact him.
Contact him.
मूर्ति साहब,
He's trying to call me just a minute.
yes,
Yeah, you are on.
yes, okay.
You need to share your
There is
presentation.
some technical issue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you need to share your presentation. You have
Yes, I'm doing it.
Yeah, please.
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Sorry for the technical hitch. I don't know. I didn't
No
do
problem.
anything, but some technical hitch happened. So coming back to the issue, this जन समर्थन से बाघ संरक्षण जो स्पिरिट है पन्ना रिवाइवल का, it was not a मतलब जो offshoot ऐसे नहीं निकला है. It started from day one when the interaction started. The survey that I myself conducted has given very peculiar situation for Panna. Even after losing tigers at Panna, there was no empathy from the locals. By matlab, we have lost the tigers, so there should be at least some matlab gut feeling from inside ki how it happened, and then we have lost our tigers. But in real sense, the people in and around Panna didn't had any empathy. So that was one important issue which matlab touched us when we started thinking that without, and then around the same time, I think many of us know here कि जाट शालर का एक छोटा सा मतलब there were 2-page मतलब one very small note or paper has appeared around same time where he said in the present perspective we have to have people together. Without that particular issue, things cannot, matlab, conservation cannot happen around. So that was a very timely, matlab, what should I say, advice to me. Of course, not a personal advice, but it was a common paper that appeared. So from there, we took up those issues. Then one more important issue, everywhere I focus, if let us say that India does have, as on today, on legal basis, 24% of the landscape in the, what should I say, courts in the forest area. So if that is the case, if we see forest as a total ecosystem, then what is that health indicator? That has to be pinned down to take care of the good forest. That's one important issue. And then today, in the corona era, everybody knows what is a health indicator for any individual who wants to go somewhere or participate in something. Immediately his temperature is measured. That's one primary indicator. Similarly, for me, other than other two aspects, if the tiger in that particular ecosystem thrives with all its population dynamics, then for me that forest is a good. So as a forest officer, for me, covering every other aspects of
Sir, you have got muted again. Please unmute yourself, sir. Sir, you are unmuted again.
Sir, yes, sir. There is something I think I'm
Yes.
not going to use the mouse because I was handling the mouse. Mouse में कोई problem हो. That.
Okay, please start your presentation, sir.
Yes, it's okay. I'm doing it.
If there is problem with mouse, use the rat.
Okay, sir. It never occurred to me, but still it is happening this time. So,
Okay, please.
sorry for the again interruption. So again, coming back to the issue, what I mean to say, if we need to have good ecosystem services from the forest sector, we need to have the topmost predator, and that's tiger. So in such a situation, in 2006 and 9, gradually we lost those tigers, and this is the location of Panna in central India. And then if you see that geographically, it is in the, what should I say, northeastern side of the Vindhyan ranges. That is one branches leads towards the Gangetic plains from there. So, and then another immediate tiger reserves that are very nearby is one is Bandhavgarh and Sanjay. Of course, Sanjay now has become a source population, but at that point of time, it was just a stepping stone. So the two tiger reserves that are very nearby are Bandhavgarh and Panna. Of course, there was no any gene transfer that was taking place exactly as should have happened. And again, if we see here from Panna, then comes the Ranatambur. In between, there is a big gap. So if we are going to lose even Panna at such a situation, then the entire Vindhyan landscape will be without any tigers around. That was one concern from my side, which I realized at that point of time. And this is the satellite image, false image of Panna Tiger Reserve, just to give you a brief around. So if you see my cursor moving, this is the Plateau 2. Generally, it is known as Algaon Plateau. Here it is the topography, is tabletop topography. And then this is another gray area. This is Plateau 1. This is known as Hinota Plateau. And Panna Township is also located on the same plateau. And these two plateaus run parallel to each other. And then the river Kane that enters the tiger reserve from south and gets out of the park after flowing through the park for 55 kilometers. This is one of the beautiful landscapes around where I was telling about. This is the Plateau 1, Plateau 2, and slopes are there in between. What makes the real beauty of the Panna Tiger Reserve is that one thing, because of the very low amount of soil around, it's a savanna-like situation in the entire plateau region. Especially in Plateau 1, it will be like this only. And then the slopes, you have a very gradual, gentle slope around, and then at the top, you have a cliffs around. So this makes, because you have one slope down below towards this other end of this slide which I am showing, where the Kane River flows, that's one slope. Then you have a second slope. In between, there are two plateaus. This makes the entire system as a complex ecosystem here. The area may be small. Today, Panna Tiger Reserve is accommodating more than 40 plus tigers. Just imagine if those three villages from the Chhatarpur side gets relocated, the total capacity of Panna Tiger Reserve may exceed even 60 tigers. But at that time, our assessment was 35 plus tigers. Now it has already exceeded those limits. And this is the Kane River at Gehri Ghat. And this is Plateau 1 here. Plateau 2 is not there. Sorry. This is Plateau 2. And Plateau 1 gets merged here. And this is the Chhatarpur side. This is the Panna side. Another important aspect which I was telling here is that Panna's unique landscape, where one plateau transforms into other plateau or slope, then whatever the rivers or rivulets flow from there, they have an abrupt edges around. So one side it is closed and locally it is known as Seha. In English, we don't have any local terminology for those Sehas, but Sehas are one of the, wildlife heavens around, especially for wild fauna. In the Sehas, tigers live along space, sharing their space with panthers, sloth bear and whatnot. So those are the spaces where undisturbed animal activity happens around. So now coming to what are the challenges that was there. So there was a big baggage value where whoever is going to take charge at that point of time with Panna. And what baggage value, I would like to give one very small example which occurred with me. That is, I was giving a witness for one particular theft case in Academy of Administration where I worked earlier. I was standing in that witness box when the judge asked me in Bhopal, give your introduction. When I said my name is so and so and I field director Panna Tiger Reserve, that took place somewhere around say August, September in 2009. Every entire court hall, including the judge, laughed at me. That was the amount of the public anguish around everywhere in the entire Madhya Pradesh with respect to Panna debacle. So with such a situation, how a person who is going to heed the situation where he has to come out of such a negative baggage value and move on. And the same situation was there with the staff also. Because everybody used to see in a very menial way with you, and then you don't have that, moral authority to pull on your side. So the basic issue where from basically I have and then we have together how we overcome this value is that negative baggage value is that I attended one course in IIM way back around say 15 years back, Bangalore, where leadership and mentoring course was there. So from there I took up this issue and I myself supported myself, telling that yes, Forest Department has committed a mistake. But how come Murthy has committed a mistake? Murthy is not part of losing the tigers around, but that's how I have to support myself. And then similarly, when T3 moved out, he gelled everybody together. I am coming to those T3 story at a later stage, but it's very important to bring it, but that particular story here. So everybody gelled up and started moving together where they have found a cause to move on together. That's one thing. And second thing, problem identification. As I have said earlier, problem already 3 committees were there. Wildlife Institute of India finally said there are no tigers in Panna. That took place to be specifically on January, end of January 2009. And then when NTCA formed STF committee, it said poaching is the problem. And then finally, another state government expert committee was also constituted. It also said, along with other managerial issues, poaching was a problem. But still, I was not, was not satisfied with myself. I moved around, say, more than 6 months in the entire area, meeting starting from a minister to Chaukidar, asking, what happened there around? And then finally, I found out the real reason around. Panna does not carry lot of, production value with respect to productivity. So tigers were thin at any given point of time. Before now, as it is now, it was very thin there. So as per the Ullas Current, it was around say 6 tigers per 100 square kilometers. And then gradually females were eliminated for various reasons, of which poisoning, cattle poisoning, and then poaching is also maybe one of the reasons around. And then when the female tigers got eliminated around, so there is no hope that Panna can revive around. Last female tiger was poisoned in 2006. So that was the last female tiger. But still in the department, there was a hope, expecting that there should be some male female together and then Panna population can be revived, but that could never happen. Then truth was truth. What is truth for me? Truth is tiger. So if in such a situation, if I have to move along together along with my team, I have to take care of the tiger. That's very essential. So if something happens to the tigers, because when the translocation started with T1, T2, T3, everywhere there was a resistance. Resistance from Panna Tiger Reserve, resistance from Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. When T3 was again transported, again there was a bigger amount of resistance. Of course, The forest department's senior officers had a vision around. They were able to convince the people and then get through those 3 tigers to us. Just imagine if we are going to lose one of those founder tigers around, what could have been the situation? The same thing happened in other tiger reserves where I have just now quoted as an examples. Now the things getting back in such a situation will be very difficult because people already were telling that Panna has lost the tigers because of the poaching and other mismanagement issues. If we are going to spare these tigers, they will also be lost. So no, for us, the main responsibility to ensure that the founder tigers in no way could get wiped out just because of our fault. But I mean to say because of poaching or some mismanagement. So for us, the truth was a tiger. That's one important issue. Then determination, team building, and deciding cardinals are work. This is very important issue for us because by that time we have an example of Sariska with us, where even if we are going to provide all those managerial and security aspects, if tigers are not going to breed, how the management has to respond in such a situation. So from that point of view, we are very clear, and our responsibility is security and then managerial inputs. These 2 things are our clear responsibility. And public and political consultation and participation. This is from here what I have started. Then planning, goal setting, coordination, execution, deciding milestones, motivation, checks and balances, monitoring, analysis, and evaluation. I can go on telling all these issues with various examples around, but basic issue what I mean to say is that the entire Panna team together had a goal setting for itself, and we had a perfect coordination. We had Dharmen Shuklaji as our mission leader at that point of time. He said, Murthy and then Vikram we are all together. He said, one important issue that what you need to have is that communication. Communication. Just imagine if 11 players are playing cricket, they have to win their match. That's their coordination, communication. If 700 people along with other public around are to ensure that the tiger reintroduction gets success, then 700 people has to work with a single coordination. That was our goal, and is our goal. And then finally, that's how whatever has been decided around with various consultations from advisors, from guidelines from the process. So those were getting executed at in a very right perspective without losing any time in between. That's a very important issue. These were the issues which I have already discussed. Then, as I said, now what is the issues that emerged with my own analysis and with my own investigation? So for me, truth has to be tiger. There is no way. If any something goes wrong with respect to tiger, I am not going to tolerate anyway. That's one thing. And second thing, security. Yes. No way, nobody can breach security in the tiger reserve. And then tolerance with respect to security, that we have put our standards as zero tolerance to the poaching. That includes even fish, and that includes even herbivores around, and then locals. Without locals being together, things cannot happen. Then what need to happen as a team within ourselves? That is that we need to build our team, and then we need to have collaborations with the locals and within ourselves, and then HR and skill upgradation. Because tiger reintroduction requires many real and new HR skills and the skill upgradation. What are they? First thing, we need to handle the tiger many times. That has to happen. So with respect to handling the tiger, first of all, you have to be self-sufficient with respect to tranquilization, chemical immobilization issues, and then Panna excelled in that aspect because it is all in-house. Initially, Wildlife Institute of India supported us, but then at a later stage, it has to happen very often. So in such a situation, it has to have an in-house capacity for that thing. And second thing, monitoring issue. Radio telemetry was a new thing at that point of time, especially at the field level. And then without a managerial radio telemetry monitoring skills, we cannot move ahead. That's another important issue. On these 2 fronts, HR has to be there. And then second thing, With respect to communication with the locals and then within among ourselves, again, we need to have that communication skills. Security is another important aspect. I will touch upon that issue at a later stage. So truth is tiger, and then we moved on together. And then another important issue about the truth of Panna is that Panna's rise and fall happened in just a decade at that point of time. Even today, it is true. If we are going to miss something around, again fall can happen because Panna's as such total ecosystem potential, production potential is not that high. So if we are going to lose some females around, then again there will be a big aquatic situation around. Then feudalistic society, that's very important issue. And feudalistic society played a bigger role with respect to many of those tiger poaching issues going unnoticed. Because it is the lower staff who is basically handling the situation on a day-to-day basis, and they are highly susceptible for this feudalistic society and coercion and other issues. And it's a conflict-driven landscape. Locals took pride in killing the animals. That's another aspect of feudalistic form of that issue. And then park does not have any support at that point of time. And then capacity that I have already shared about this issue. Then, but what were that plus points that we had? Ecosystem was intact, but tigers was not there. So if we are going to take other aspects which I have just said just now, then I think ecosystem can really help us in a bigger way. That was our presumption at the point of time. Then relocation of villages, tiger extinction took place in simultaneous way. This is the real irony for any biologist just to think about. If villages are getting relocated, tiger extinction, how it can take place? Because you are creating an inviolate space around, but that took place. So this is one important issue everybody has to keep in mind, because things can happen in a haywire if we follow the basic, tenets around. Then not very sure how strong was the prey-based support. And again, even today, a recent paper has been released by the field director where prey base is going down because number of tigers, and then around 290 of the panthers are there in the landscape or in the tiger reserve. I don't know those details, but still, prey base will be a limitation for Panna. So we have conducted a small study by NGO by name Shodh and Nagpur. What it said for me, it was a hardly 8-page report, but that has given me very right clue. Staff's loyalty has to be the reserve, because as I said earlier, because of the feudalistic coercion around, if the staff's loyalty is there with the other side, then again tiger reserve cannot sustain on its own. Second thing, local support is for the reserve is a must for a long-term sustenance, and locals must own the reserve. This is another important issue. Security was and is the main concern. Poaching and feudalistic culture. Security was premium at that point of time. Just I will giving you one example. Or before I took over 25 years of a period is quite a big amount of time for a tiger reserve. Not a single carnivore poaching, but a conviction. So hence there is no fear of law. And then 1995-2000 wide, a prime commercial poaching also took place with the international tiger parts trading in this area also. Pardis and main local poaching communities were native to Panna. That's another important issue. So what were the cardinals of this particular, with those challenges, what were our responsibility, how to move together? Security management is our responsibility. Creation is the nature's flock. So we made our staff to be very clear about it. Even if we are going to do our every bit of thing, if the breeding doesn't take place, so how the things can happen? And don't disturb the nature when it is at work. Our curiosity, if we are going to go see together the male and female being together, what is going to help? Our curiosity only will spoil the outcome. So again, this is a lesson from Sariska for us. Anticipation and advanced planning is another important issue. Patience and perseverance, because we are doing with a biological resource, communication within and outside. So this is about how the things happened around. I'm putting very, very detailed things in a very small way. So what is the turnaround story? So it is the self-manifestation of secure environs. If we are going to show some concern for the nature, then the things can, go in a very good, positive way on its own. The photographs here, they are there around, 7 to 8 months old. Panna 111, Panna 112. So security respect, it is a preventive strategy and zero tolerance for the poaching that we achieved there. all those years. And we established a security cell, intelligence and legal cell, and then nominated a legal advisor. Of course, I cannot do it as a government officer, but the Manjula Srivastava, the woman member here sitting here, is a local advocate with lot of concern for the wildlife issues, conservation issues. And she said, sir, I'm going to work with you without any remuneration for it. That made myself easy to appoint her as a legal advisor. And then that's how what we achieved there. One important poaching case took place outside the Panna Tiger Reserve. We could convict those all 13 people in less than 11 months' time. In such a situation, when deterrence of the law took over, then rest of the things with respect to security that also fall into line. And then we used to have almost meetings and then training sessions with the entire landscape where the Chhatarpur Conservancy and Satna, Rewa Conservancy people, Sagar Conservancy people, we sat together, because if it is going to happen only for the tiger reserve, tigers are not going to sustain in the landscape. That was a very important issue. So we used to motivate and then train the people in the entire landscape with respect to security and other related issues. And for every action that took place in the Panna, we used to have briefings and debriefings. Security was so great in the sense that we have put 4 uniformed staff behind the bars. And then first, we have convinced our staff not to get coerced by the locals. If there was any coercion, please transfer it to onwards. But still, some of those staff, which again fall into the older trap, were sent behind the bars. And there was agitation just before my office for more than 1 month, wherein they wanted to, coerce me also. But of course, that could not happen. And then for 38 times, we have drove away these parties and other poaching communities that wanted to enter the Panna Tiger Reserve. And then I would like to bring in one important issue here before everybody. In Wildlife Protection Act, there is no any preventive measures. Preventive clauses ही नहीं है उसमें, except for one abatement. But abatement को prove करना काफी कठिन है. So what I mean to say is that this is one issue that need to be immediate attendance with respect to wildlife protection in Wildlife Protection Law to 1972. And then not only punishments are those things that happened around, incentives. I don't know how many certificates are there with the Panna staff around. And then Central Minister Mr. Jairam Ramesh has issued appreciation letters to all the Panna, more than 110 officers and staff, starting from Deputy Director down below, appreciation letters from that level to the state level and other levels. And then cash incentives were also there. And these are the meetings we had almost once in a month, especially with the monitoring staff and with the rest of the staff also. And then briefings, debriefings used to happen with every action. In this particular, today we have done this particular tranquilization, and this is the success that we achieved. And these are the shortcomings we had, noticed here. And then this is how we need to move on with respect to those course corrections. So they may be, illiterate in the real sense, but Panna's monitoring team is outstanding. They can stand with any of those world standards around. And then now comes the locals issue. You can note the date here, 5/11/2009. I am coming to the Panna actual story at in another, say, 3 to 5 minutes from here. T3 entered the scene in Panna. T3 is the male tiger from Panna Tiger Reserve. It entered on 6/11/2009, and our consultation with the locals took place on 5/11/2009. Here, all the local politicians, ministers, and then most of them are all influential in the entire area, where they can influence the issues in a negative way. Then when we have requested them, sir, if the poaching can happen around with your influence, not directly we said so, but we said because of this, now let 99% of the responsibility of losing tigers is the department with the field director. Yes, we fully accept it. But don't you feel 1% responsibility is there with the locals? whoever passively or actively collaborated with those people who have started taking out the tigers from there. So then from there, we requested them, sir, Panna ka naak kat gaya. I am sorry for using this Hindi terminology, because we said ki sir, Bundelkhand's pride has been taken away. Now the government want to bring the tiger here. So if the second time such a situation happens, then we won't have any nose to be cut also. In the sense ki dobara katne ke liye naak bhi nahi rahega. So from there, a local pride that is very common for those communities there, it was brought back into the picture, and the entire landscape, people started appreciating and joining hands together. It didn't happen a single day. It is not a single meeting. Meetings happened continuously. This is 2013 meeting. And this is 2015 public tiger birthday participation. Around say more than 3,000 crowd were there in the rally, and the more than 5,000 crowd were there in the birthday, what should I say, cake cutting ceremony. So from here, these are all the local politicians. You see the happiness around. And this took place in 2019 when 10 years anniversary was organized by Mr. Baduria, who is also retired just this month, last month. So the process was continuous. And second thing, another important aspect of joining locals is that when we made a survey, locals said, sir, we never visited the park. So we created a Panna Nature Camps program along with the joint bannership from the WWF India. And these were the teachers. Finally, it's a big story, but again, cutting short it into it. What we have done is that these camps are still could run even in the COVID era also with the online classes. But again, now it is there's a gap in between. But what I mean to say, a nature conservation education program of a particular tiger reserve ran on its own steam for more than 10 years. That's an important issue. And these two teachers were recognized with the Great Teacher Award by Sanctuary Asia. And then vulture estimation, it was a pan-India situation where entire India was started looking into Panna in a different perspective. Now, whatever vulture estimation process that is happening in Madhya Pradesh and other places also follows this protocol. And then with this such a situation, starting from Forest Guard to IFS officers started visiting Panna as a learning center from 2011 onwards. Even today they come there. And then Russian delegation, Cambodian delegation, everybody coming, and then even our delegation went to Cambodia also. But what I mean to say is that it really motivates everybody together, not only the staff, the entire department, entire locals around. So that is about the background story which I touched upon till now. Now, what is those management issues and scientific issues that went into tiger reintroduction? That's the important issue. This particular document was collaboratively made by the department, Forest Department, the Panna Tiger Reserve, and Wildlife Institute of India, Mr. K. Ramesh. And then it has given us one particular simulation situation where it said, I am not going to show all those things here because of lack of time. If we are going to lose one female tiger, it is a big jolt for the entire population. If we are going to lose even one male, that also will be a big, what should I say, short turbulence for the population. So what I mean to say is that tigers are not going to live eternally. They will die at some point of time. But we should not lose the tigers because of our own mistakes. That's the most important issue. And then we have all these collaborations around. From wherever collaborations came to us, we have followed it. So this is one famous photograph which shows about the older tigers of Panna. 2009 के पहले की है. Zona का photograph है. This photograph has been done by Zona Chundawat. You see the size of those tigers. They are quite hefty. Even today, male tigers in Panna is 240 kilograms, whereas females around say 135. And this is the last tiger that moved out of the Panna. Of course, a male tiger. And this is T1 second litter. So T1 and T2 entered the Panna as a part of the soft release program in 2009, not as a part of the redirection program. Let us be very clear about it. Because by 2008, department has come to know and now we don't have any female tigers around. So to rectify the skewed sex ratio and bringing some females there, they wanted to repopulate the tigers. But it took almost a year before the female tigers entered the scene. By that time, the males moved away. So remember the dates again. By end of the January 2009, matlab remaining males moved out, and then in 2000 March first week, T1 and T2 came. T1 from Bandhavgarh, T2 from Kanha. And that was airlifted again because of those issues. And this is the T3 from Panna Tiger Reserve. I joined Panna Tiger Reserve in May 2009. And then by that time, we had only those reintroduced tigers there. And then without a male tiger, things cannot happen around. So we made a plan in the month of August 2009. And then finally, this male tiger arrived in Panna in 6th November 2009. But again, one problem was there. You can see here, he was not radio collared at Pinch. That's because it was tranquilized, and then by the time people could trace, he was very far away. And then finally, the time was getting lost. So just to avoid any casualty, so people brought the tiger like that. And then again, he was tranquilized for the second time on 13th November. Again, he was released on 14th November. So he remained inside the park for almost some 10 days. Then he moved out of the park area. But at the same time, what need to be done by us? That was a very important issue. But as I have said for us, all these tigers are very important. If we want to see through the introduction, happens in a right way. That's a very important issue for us. So in such a situation, if we are going to lose this tiger for some reason, or he doesn't come back, then also tiger introduction could have halted then and there. So I give you one word, what should I say, situation. We got a very weak signal on the 29th November at a place, Kishangarh, that is the southern part of the park, outside the park area. So we got a very weak signal, and then my doctor was there with me. He said, "Sir, ab kya karna hai?" मैंने बोला, जहाँ tiger है वहाँ जाना अपन को. There is no way. But at the same time, just imagine he is moving in a southern direction, different direction away from the park. Of geography we don't know, neither we know radio telemetry, and there were so many technical issues with respect to getting a signal, and we didn't had any signal for more than 10 days at a given point of time. These were the places that we stayed, and then we have to motivate the people. We collected the local locals around. At one given point of time, 250 people were searching with 5 antennas and receivers, for which we don't know any clue. That most important issue. At that point of time, we came to know tigers most supposedly move along the river courses, water courses, and then water courses were given more importance. And then finally, we put posters around. This is our lunch, what should I say, kitchen. And this is how you have to support the staff, myself and my doctor. And this is my Vikram Singh Parihar. He is my deputy director, and he is Mr. Gawade. He is my, again, assistant director. And then here Dr. Ramesh is there, and then some people, Mr. Jaspir Singh Chauhan, they also came and then started, what should I say, motivating us, helping us around. And then finally, one important slide, somehow it is missing here. We put the posters around, telling, please tell if you find any tiger kills around or tiger signs around. Somebody tells about the tiger in the landscape, and then that worked. And then he communicated to some near Forest Guard Chowki, and from there we got the signals around. And then from that signals around, then we started excelling ourselves with respect to maintaining the signals. So that without signals, there is no way we are able to, what should I say, secure this tiger. Another important issue, that was a Rabi season, and then people are putting electrical wires around. And then when we came to know about this issue, then we, in coordination with the district administration, we asked them to put off the lights around. So that was the time when there was more power offs around. So never people came to know that we have done this work. So we never intended to even tell about this to the locals. And this was the team of 13th November. And then gradually the team started, what should I say, getting its team bigger and bigger. And then this was in 2015 team, when our chief minister came and spent one full day and said, sir, he is part of the team. And then That's another important issue here. Then elephant management, tiger management, tranquilization, human resource issues, radio telemetry, communication skills, executing skills, these things I've touched upon. And then scientific managerial monitoring is very important. This is one important issue. You have an academic monitoring where the scientist and research assistant goes and gets 3 or 4 locations per week. But here it is 24/7 monitoring that is required. That's very essential for any success of any tiger monitoring. Tiger interaction success. And second important issue is that you need to maintain a particular distance with the tigers. Otherwise, you are going to fiddle in a natural, biology of the tigers. That never happened in Panna. So this is the Panna Tiger Reserve, and then this is the capture site, and this is how he moved 250 kilometers in one direction and 440 kilometers in to and fro in those 30 days time. And this is the poster which I was telling, which I missed somewhere. So these are the posters put in all around the villages and communicated. All the cattle skills were compensated immediately on the spot. And we were just waiting for the right type of terrain. And this is one important homing of a tiger that was observed till now. Mid-course, then we got in touch with the people from the, zoo, where they said, sir, communication the tiger happens with respect to either scent marking, either fecal matter or urine or even body odor. So we requested the director of One Vihar Zoo to collect the female tiger's urine. That's a big story again. By the time, from one side, we captured the tiger, male tiger, on 25th December 2009. From one side, tiger was getting transported to Panna. From other side, from Bhopal, this tiger, female tiger urine was transported to again Panna. This was the site where we have diluted the urine and sprayed in that area. Kamariya Talab kehte hain usko, Kamani Talab kehte hain. So from where our only intention was that this male tiger will be moving around, searching these tigresses which were not there. In case he is going to get in touch with the existing female tigers, that is T1 and T2, then our work is done. And luckily, it happened. He's Mr. Panna, I call him Mr. Panna, T3. And then he met with T1 in less than 3 days' time. And then 24/7 monitoring was very grueling exercise for everybody. But finally, he met with T1, and the first meeting took place for almost 4 days. And then on April 16th, T1 has delivered 4 cubs. So this is the first sign where we could really take some, satisfaction and breathe from its side. From here, there is no looking back with respect to tiger recruitment at Panna. As per the, just I am giving you some more issues here. As per the reintroduction program, 6 tigers are to be reintroduced, of which 4 will be female, 2 will be male. So here, the first T1 and T2 were considered part of those particular reintroduction program. We brought in the T3 male. So then the second male has to be brought in. But we deliberately postponed that bringing the second male because there will be again turbulence of cub killing and something that is going to happen. So we deliberately put it, and then we have done it in 2015. That is a separate story. I will come to in the later, very, very short point of time. And here, from 2012 onwards, another population dynamic started taking. He is Panna 111 and he is T2, and then he took over from his father. I will tell about the nomenclature in a short while. I could have told this thing in the initial stage itself, but sorry for that. And then this is another story, very important story, where rewilding took place of orphan tigers. These 2 tigers were there as a part of orphan cubs by a particular tigress, which was again radio collared in Kanha. Again, a male tiger killed that, mother. So these cubs were picked up. There were in all 3 cubs together, 2 females and 1 male. And these cubs were reared in gorilla enclosure in Kanha, only with one purpose, to rewild them, to experiment in rewilding them. By the time everything, a lot of water flowed in between, Panna was there readily to take over this particular task. Of course, I opposed it for some other reasons, but finally, both T4 and T5 were rewilded and then successfully bred also. And then at the same point of time, he is Ganesh tiger, matlab elephant. He is again semi-wild, matlab elephant. He entered the park from matlab other area. Is part of that illegal trade of southeast, matlab Madhya Pradesh, northeast Madhya Pradesh, India. And then he is now fully grown. Matlab on one side, we were rewilding a tigress that was grown and reared by the human beings. And here we are domesticating a semi-wild elephant together. So he is the T4. And then first litter of the T4. Then grown-up cubs of the T4. Then here, Panna 112 started pairing with this T4. This is another matlab population dynamics that started here. And then now, F2 progeny started mixing with each other. But we lost T4 and T5. And then because by that time, by end of, 2013, again there was more males here in Panna. So within as a part of the entire document that we prepared, we brought in one more female as a supplementation, that is T6 from Panna Tiger Reserve. That was an extra excellent intervention again that done there. And then this second male, our intention was only one thing, we have to bring in a second male at a given particular point of time. When we have more cubs that we can afford to lose something with respect to turbulence. So this particular male tiger, again, it was a Bhopal male tiger. It entered a township here, city. Again, I was involved in its capture. And then I have to struggle a while before it could be again reintroduced as a second male here. But again, I would like to say one thing. Even without this T7, the heterozygosity of the Panna tigers were 0.7 at that point of time. So this is the entire Panna report rewilding card. So from T1 to T7, every other tiger re-established and then successful breeding took place. And then this is the report card. There is some I cannot say 100% correct. Up to 2016 it was exact, but with some variations, figures are same. So this is how if annual recruitment of tigers in Panna is now 9 tigers per year, even today. So what is the outputs? So this I have already explained. All the reintroduced tigers established. Both the tigers were rewilded, 100% breeding success. None of the tigers met with unnatural death till 2017. Of course, one that is T5 got not T5. T6 का एक जो लड़की थी, it got poached. So वो issue थोड़ा सा break हो गया बीच में. Outputs are intelligence and legal cell, preventive strategy of protection, nature camps, vulture estimations, Panna team, tiger birthdays. This is one issue which I didn't discuss. So, Panna is the only one place where the wild tiger birthdays are celebrated. All these small, issues we have created just to motivate the staff and involve the public together. And then with respect to nomenclature, I would like to give just a sense of issue here. All the tigers that enter the Tiger Reserve, Panna Tiger Reserve, is a part of the introduction. The same sequence were named as T1 to T7. So here, T3 is a male and T7 is a male. Rest are all females. Whereas the progeny tigers were given a name with respect to 3 digits, started with three digits, with a prefix of Panna. Panna was given with a idea that people should own it as their own tiger. Then let me say ki Panna 111. The first digit 1 represents its mother, that is T1. The second digit represents its litter number, that is litter number 1. The last digit represents its own ID. So Panna 111 gives the entire almost pedigree of that particular tiger. Similarly, with the F3 generation also, they have reinvented something there, adding these issues there. And then what is the outcome? Doubling the number of tigers in the country. Yes, Panna does add a contribution, and Panna has contributed with respect to regaining the tiger state, and then it has emerged as a model of conservation with respect to where it is Jan Samarthan se Bagh Sanrakshan ke sambandh mein. Then skill invention and upgradation. It's outstanding. I should salute my team there. Then we have created a Friends of Panna where continuous communication with the public has to happen. And then Panna corridors were created. You see the happiness when the politicians are there, when we achieve the success around. And then Panna's, this is Panna. Now from here, in all 360 directions, Panna's tigers move. This particular tiger moved on its own in 2017 and established in Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. और क्या चाहिए आपको? यदि two tiger source populations are mixing their tigers for some reason, the biological connectivity exactly is not, the corridor connectivity is not there, but still biological connectivity is there. So here we have to create the stepping stones around. That's a very important issue. You see, this is the again, all these photographs and other things, majority of them are contributed by the public, tourists around. He is in Panna, he is moving around in the corridor, and now he is established in Bandhavgarh. Then annual tiger festival has to happen. This is my one of those dreams around. And then Panna tiger learning should be there. So these are yet to happen around. And then these issues already read by Mr. Chavan Saab. And then so photo credits are by me and then my drivers and then Vikram and Subranjan Sen and from some internet. So these are the various organizations that were there part of thing. And then this is my Panna team and I am dedicating this every time I dedicate this entire presentation or story to my team. So Jai Hind, Jai Sher Khan, she is T1. So this is a short story of Panna, which I could explain you within that 1 hour, say around little more than 1 hour. So now from here, if something need to be added, you are most welcome. And then if you want to have any clarifications, I am here with you. And then of course, Subhash Kumar Sir is there, who is part of the entire process. And Jan Singh Sir was there, who was overlooking everything there around. And I don't know how many people followed it in a very close way. So thank you, everybody. Jai Hind. So Subhash Kumar Sir has rahe, so I am happy. Sir. This is
very
what
good, very crisp presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Very crisp.
What I have, sir, please.
So Murthy, the tiger number has gone up, leopard number has gone up, and the prey population is a decline because there is no inflow of prey population in Panna.
Inflow of prey population cannot happen, sir, because outside there is no prey. Abhi recently, field director of Panna Tiger Reserve has issued a, small note about it, where the prey is going down.
So that's what I'm telling you. See, yes, the main prey is sambar, and they're very vulnerable to tiger predation. Like in Bandipur, Nagaragodi also, Muthumala, in those places, when I did my wild dog scene in 76, there were a lot of sambar. Then the tiger number was very low. Now tiger number has gone up, sambar number has declined very drastically. They're very vulnerable to tiger predation.
And most important issue, sir, ki now there are say 290 panthers around. So for me, 290 tigers, panthers means every square kilometer will have 2 panthers around. So which is quite a high number.
How about cheetal population?
The cheetal population has grown up. But now I would like to know, in the sense ki the present management should look into the prey analysis, scat analysis, to bring down what is the percentage of cheetal that is being eaten. Because at that point of time, it's only 3%, sir. That time, but cheetal population has picked up quite a good way. But what is the present prey base mein uska what is that percentage of cheetal that's being consumed by the predators that need to be found out very seriously.
No, regularly one should do a scat study. Some 300, 400 scat every year should be collected, analyzed, and that data is very important.
Certainly, sir. Kolkute sir, namaste. Vikram is also there. Thank you. Sir.
Do we have any interactions or questions from the attendees?
Sir,
have some comments here.
Sir, please.
Mr. Umesh Dodekar says that this is an awesome and a very valuable presentation and a great success story that gives us a feeling that we ourselves are living in the moments right now. What you perform to re-establish the tigers in Panna Tiger Reserve. He has lauded your efforts, sir.
Thank you very much.
Chauhan says that it's an excellent groundwork.
It's not my presentation, not my work. Vikram is also there, and then Kolkute साहब भी बीच में आए थे. It's a team's work, sir.
Yeah.
It's a really teamwork.
Teamwork, of course.
Can I say a few?
Sir, please. Sir, please.
First of all, congratulations, Dr. Murthy, for this effort which you made and brought Panna to again the same level where it was. You have also noticed that the tigers from Panna, they have also moved to Madhavgarh. I am really happy to listen this part of the story which was not known to me, because in 1985-86 when I did the corridor mapping for then Eastern Madhya Pradesh, the wildlife corridor itself was not acceptable to many of the wildlife managers, including World EV expert Mr. W. Rogers. So the need for having the corridors has been validated by the tigers from Panna moving to Bandhavgarh.
Sir, thank you.
Now, with the rising population of tiger and panther both, John Singh has also flagged the issue. The question of having sufficient prey base, not only outside the tiger reserves, but also outside, because the populations, when they are going to disperse, they are going to move. Unless there is sufficient prey base outside the tiger reserves or the protected areas, this dispersion will be hampered. And that in larger part of the central India, the grasslands are very important for the growth of major prey, which is cheetal in these cases, as I understand. So maybe it comes for creating little more grasslands outside the PAs, also perhaps bringing some spotted deers to those areas. Of course, the issues may not be as simple, but something on that line may be perhaps called for, because the tiger and panther population both have increased. And coupled with this is that every protected area, how the guild formation of the animals with the population dynamics has changed. I'm sure someone would be studying it, these dynamics, because the total population dynamics of herbivore, carnivore, that need to be studied, and it need to become part of any management plan for the PS. But Kanha effort and that Madhavgarh effort, the Panna effort, they have shown to it that a lot of scientific things have been done and they have been adapted. And I'm sure in this line, the current day managers would be taking care.
Certainly, sir. Of course, for your bigger question, I request Subhash Kumar sir to throw light over the issue. I would like to say only one thing, sir. If we are going to take the people along and show some concern for this majestic creature around, gentleman creature. So from a 500 square kilometers nursery, it has spread to 30,000 square kilometers of the landscape. From Jhansi to Chitrakoot, Panna tigers are there. With our interventions, Panna tigers are there in Sanjay Tiger Reserve. They are there in Satpura Tiger Reserve. They are there in Van Vihar. They are there everywhere. What I mean to say, we have to, what should I say, elicit the public concern for this national animal. That's one issue. And with respect to prey base outside the tiger reserves area, it's a very serious issue. Of course, now the present managers has to seriously look into this issue. And then poaching is one important issue, sir. Generally, and even in the courts and otherwise, people consider herbivore poaching as a very nominal issue. So we have to be very serious about it. So unless we become very serious and convince the courts telling, sir, even herbivore poaching should not happen, because otherwise it is a cold-blooded murder of a tiger or a predator. That's a serious issue. So I request Subhash Kumar sir to reflect over this issue, because saabka margadarshan kaam karte hain.
Dr. John Singh has raised a very pertinent question about the prey base. So I will throw some light on that, what has happened in Panna. Why the tiger suddenly vanished. There were two reasons earlier which were actually quoted by certain experts. And maybe the data at that time showed that it is correct. One thing was the ratio of male and female was skewed, and the female number was very low. And poaching was quite rampant. Management has gone down in those days, and the females started vanishing and the males also. The second thing which has happened there was sudden, vacuum of prey in Panna Tiger Reserve. There were 6,000-7,000 feral cattle inside the park, and the then management decided to shift those feral cattle out. And from 2007 to 2008, all the cattle were taken out and sent to Satana, Go Southern. To see, there was a sudden vacuum of prey in that area. Females were gone. The tiger started moving out. And that's why you get that sudden vacuum of tigers also in the park. So that is my, interpretation of the situation that was there. The prey, the cheetal is restricted in distribution in areas along the river, around the villages which were there. So the feature is not everywhere. The main prey there is the sambar. The change which has taken place over the years, that the tigers now are taking the blue bulls also, which was not there earlier. If you look at the record of earlier times, you will find that blue bull was never touched by the tigers. So now that is the change, but it is not sufficient. The cattle is not there. The villages have been taken out and they have taken their cattle also. All the feral cattle have gone. The tiger number is increasing. It will come down again and stabilize at certain level. But the tigers getting out of the park, they need to be saved. There are two strategies for that, which we have started doing. We started roping in the territorial division. We were equipping them. We were giving them everything, whatever they wanted, to create habitats, to strengthen the protection mechanism. So all these things were going on. That tempo has to be kept on, first thing. The second thing, that you will have to find vacant habitats for tigers which are dispersing and which are in very hostile situations. There they will not survive. You will have to take them away from there and keep it in places like Omkareshwar. You have 650 square kilometers free from any villages. And I am telling this because I have been requesting the wildlife wing to make that area at least wildlife division and give some staff so that you create a new habitat for tigers which are dispersing. So this kind of management will be required to see that the dispersing tigers are safe and the tiger population doesn't go down as it has gone earlier. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
In Dudhwa, the first man killing within the national park happened when the cattle were removed from there. 85, it was in 85 April or so. So removing the cattle, can have a lot of impact on the predators actually. Easily available prey, you remove it and then, they are used to that prey and then they...
Someone has asked about Ken Betwa, so that will be a different topic. So I am giving my phone number here, or you can get it from Shivaji Chauhan Sahab. I can speak it to you on over phone because I have not recommended Ken Betwa project. So, so let us hope that Panna survives.
Panna will survive, Murthy ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Panna
you.
will always be there with the tigers.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
And your name also will survive. Along with the tiger and Panna.
Sir.
Actually, your Panna Ambassador tigers, they are going not only to Chitrakoot, but I came to know that even beyond Chitrakoot, Semaria and further to the Bhora side. 2 months back, I got some news from Riva that tigers have moved to that area.
Certainly, sir.
So they would be for, so you.
So, Chavan sir, we can close if there are no any questions or clarifications.
I think most of the issues are addressed. There are mostly comments, and everybody who have attended, they have just praised your efforts, sir. And I would like to
thank you.
Communicate all this later on to you by email, the comments.
That's it.
And we'll get back to those who have given their valuable comments also. We'll get back to them also. So I would like to bring this session to
सुभाष कुमार साहब कुछ कहना चाह रहे थे. He raised his hand.
नहीं, मैं बोल रहा था किसी ने पूछा है पारदी लोगों के रोल के बारे में. पारदी लोगों के बारे में.
No, it has not.
हाँ, पूछा है.
अच्छा, पूछा है. Okay.
There is a question.
Okay. चलिए, मतलब मैंने किया था पारदीस. Yes, I am telling you one thing. कि पारदीस, अरे मतलब real, what should I say, deadly community, in the sense कि in low density areas they can really pinpoint the predators like anything. Not only predators, any animal they want to catch, they can go and catch it. That is their capability with respect to the wildlife state of art. मतलब जस्ट उसको पहुंच को पकड़ना हम लोग देख नहीं पाते, जिंदगी भर में नहीं देख पाते. तो they are native of Panna, and another quite a big chunk of population stays in Katni. सुगुमा करके एक जगह है. ये दोनों के बीच में पन्ना sandwiched है, and of course that threat is there everywhere in the entire India. Pan India है, because they are connected with the international mafia network also. So at that point of time, पारदीस का मतलब एक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स मतलब जो इनोवेशन जो हुआ था पन्ना में, कि वो है कि बच्चों को वहां पे पढ़ाई कराना. लेकिन पढ़ाई करने के लिए मतलब इट्स ए वेरी आउट ऑफ बॉक्स थिंकिंग है. लेकिन मेरे मतलब जो ओपिनियन है, मैंने लिख के भी दिया है, पन्ना में स्कूल नहीं रखना चाहिए बच्चों के लिए. उससे क्या हुआ है कि सम ऑफ दोस पारदीस गॉट फ्री, मतलब लिविंग देयर चिल्ड्रन इन द स्कूल, एंड देन दे कंटिन्यूड देयर मतलब कोचिंग. और बीच में एक important issue which I didn't covered here, which is a very big security issue. पन्ना में even today illegal cultivation happens in that केन बेतवा का जो मतलब एरिया है जहाँ पे है, छतरपुर का जो एक ड्रॉडाउन एरिया है वहाँ पे. So that is one of the brooding site of the dacoits around. And dacoits come there to only मतलब they collect their own taxes, and then powerful people go there to do the illegal cultivation. One matlab powerful illegal cultivator by name Dhaniram Patel was there, whose crop was raided for very right legal reasons, and he said ki you have spoiled my matlab so much of matlab what should I say what my income, I will spoil the park. And he brought in a matlab dacoit by name Tokia, and the Tokia gang matlab stayed inside the park for more than 8 months. And exactly there are no any record that they have done something wrong to the wildlife, but they have created a terror around, and then they occupied all those prime areas of the tiger and other wildlife. That was the one period where we don't have any matlab evidence to say what happened around. And that was the prime period when some of those poaching of commercial poaching took place. Some indirect evidences are there, but both the ways to prove or disprove, we cannot say anything. But only one thing we can say, since we don't have tigers there, yes, something had happened in that particular grey period. So this is one important issue, and the Pardis have played into the hands of those international gangsters around. And Satna is one of those trade centers, small trade centers. Jabalpur is another trade centers, and then Chhatarpur is another trade center, जहाँ पे collection होता है ये trade parts का. So trade network कभी खत्म नहीं होता. एक चीज सब we have to remember this thing. Unless the managers of the source populations and the corridors be alert around all 24/7, 365 basis, wildlife conservation in India will be difficult every time. And then local support hoga, park management alert hoga, poaching cannot happen. I am sure. Panna has proved it continuously for several years. तो जब जहां से लीकेज होना उसको लीकेज को लीक प्रूफ कर दीजिए, फिर क्या होगा? कुछ नहीं होगा. थैंक यू. वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू से हियर इज दैट कि यदि पार्क मैनेजर रात को नहीं सोता है, वो पार्क बचा रहता है, क्योंकि चोर का ऑपरेशन रात में होता है, दिन में नहीं होता है. सो यदि ये मैसेज चोर के पास चला गया कि पुलिस वहां पे ही इज अवेक ड्यूरिंग द नाइट टाइम, then protection happens. That is the real secret of the entire protection. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chaman sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to have you on this talk, sir.
I would like to use this platform to congratulate my colleague, Mr. Vikram Singh Parihar. एक बार आप हाथ को हिला दो. He was my deputy director for 4.5 years, sir.
Yeah,
he had an excellent team around. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the attendees today who have logged in for this precious talk by Mr. Murthy. Mr. Murthy, I would like to thank you very much for agreeing to be here to share your experience. And it will go a long way for us to take this message forward for many more eras to come in the field of conservation. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, all of you, sir, for attending.
Murthy, in your area, sambar conservation is tiger conservation.
Our area has to be, sir, both sambar as well as Thai. Acha, is sambar comes conservation, sir. You have given me the mantra.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. All the best to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best.
Parihar looks very young.
Thank you, Swaskumar, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.